Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. So, this is an update on the Pinephone Daily Driver version 3. First business day since I went back to it. So, things haven't been going well. I know that's a big surprise, all you Pinephone aficionados. I'm sure you're shocked to find out that it didn't go well. Let me tell you what happened. So, here it is, by the way. Charging cable attached, which there's a story to that too, very interesting one. So I want to show you something. First, I'm going to show you two things. Wi-Fi, okay. Airplane mode is on. You know, I turned that off earlier today. I'm not sure why it's on. Let me dim down the screen. And you know, so I go to dim down the screen and I get messengers from two applications, and I've already looked at those. They came a while ago, so it's moot. Anyway. Okay, so airplane mode is off now. Oh. Okay. It apparently has decided to correct itself. So I was going to show you how it couldn't detect a Wi-Fi modem in this phone, and I took a picture of it with my other phone. So just stand by. Okay, so good rule of thumb: never carry a Pinephone without carrying another reliable phone. So let me dim that screen down a bit. If I remember how to do it. There it is. Okay. See what that says there? No Wi-Fi adapter found. I was greeted by that after spending the weekend keeping it charged and watching the charging behavior, which I think I'm going to talk about now. I was greeted with that when I went to my other office. So while I was at my home office this weekend, something interesting happened. I don't know when I lost the Wi-Fi modem, but what I started noticing is the machine, you know, calling it a computer now. No, the phone, the alleged phone, started charging better. It was turned on and plugged in, but it was increasing the charge. So I kept checking it at 50%, 70%, you know, getting up there, and 94, 95. You know, I'm gonna unplug it, plug it back in, and check it later, and it's back to declining again. So anyway, so I used it today, and it made it all the way to my office. Very close to being empty, but a few percent left, and then I charged it up there. But when I got to my office, it wasn't connected to the Wi-Fi, and I thought, oh, maybe I never put the password in. So I went in, and well, you saw the greeting I got, no Wi-Fi enabled. And so anyway, so I thought maybe this is why it's charging correctly, because the Wi-Fi modem is disappeared. I don't know if that makes any sense for you. And just for reference, I always have the Bluetooth disabled because it's of no value for anything. There's no sense having it on, so it's disabled all the time. So when I just check this phone now, it had airplane mode enabled. I didn't turn that on, but when I turned it off, the Wi-Fi came to life. Bizarre. Anyway, so not the purpose of this video. That's a video in itself. What I just told you about. So I was just having a text conversation with an associate of mine, and I had to drop a check at his house today. And so I didn't hear back from him that he got the check and deposited it, because I asked him, I needed a deposit right away. So I looked at my text and I said, I don't see anything from him. So I texted him, did you get the check? And he says, yes. And I deposited it. Didn't you get my message? And I said, no. What time did you get it? And he starts jerking around with me that I don't know how to read my text very well, because he says he sent me a text saying he did it. Well, it's not there. It is not there. But what I did do is I opened my Modem Manager GUI. It's an app I found that helps me get stuck messages out. And guess what? There's a stuck text in this phone. I don't know if you can see it. Phone number 3999. I suspect that's the text that says I deposited the check you sent me. So what's different this time is the last 2 or 3 times that happened, no texts come after that, none whatsoever. So this is different in the way it behaved, because I got texts before this one and after this one. Just that one didn't come through. And of course, you can't read the text because it's just this string of numbers and alphanumeric, about 5 miles long. So you just scroll, and about after 4 or 5 swipes, you get to the end. But it's still alphanumeric numbers. You can't read that. It's encrypted or something. I don't know. Anyway, so normally I would remove that to restore functionality of texting, but I'm not going to because something has changed. Anyway, that's our update. So I'm pleased to announce that I'm getting all sorts of people signing up for the Pinephone Action that I'm spearheading to get our money back from Pinephone and have them hauled onto the carpet for their consumer fraud actions that we don't like and we got fooled by, and we're gonna teach them a little lesson. So keep those requests coming in, and any of you Pinephone aficionados, don't try to upset our apple cart, because I'll be watching for you, and I'll be filtering you out. So anyway, if you're going to sign up, probably now would be a good time to make sure you have your invoice, because when the time comes, we'll have to prove that we actually paid for it. So the email you got from the website, I don't know how many ways there are to buy it, but that's how I did it. So I have an email with the receipt. So do all that good stuff. So anyway, so I don't know what to do now. The phone is still unreliable. It's got all the latest updates on it. If I go to software, I go to updates, it says, well, I want you to see it. Okay, so 2 years into a Pinephone project, it's still not even good enough for beta. One of my YouTube users spelled it out clearly. It's alpha. It's not at beta yet. It's alpha, except suddenly the public's involved, which it shouldn't be, because this is not a good enough phone to release to anybody. So still a lot of work to be done, that's for sure. So so now the Wi-Fi is working again. Don't know why it stopped. It seemed that going into the Wi-Fi settings somehow made it change. The airplane mode suddenly is turned on, then I turn it off, and it all works. And it was not turned on because I've been getting text messages and phone calls all day. So if airplane mode was turned on, it wouldn't do those things. So that's the proof in the pudding. And yeah, Sparky was with me today. I took Sparky to the office today, as I usually do. Pardon me. And he got into his usual mischief. You know, peed on the floor. Got everybody upset. There was water everywhere because for such a little cat, man, he sure pisses a lot. It's a huge puddle, or it seems like a huge puddle. I mean, it's a millimeter thick and it spreads out wide, so it looks like a lot. But you know, unfortunately I got to get a litter box for the office. It's just that people don't want it because you know it stinks. Well, of course, as long as you clean it out properly. But I'm not there all the time, so I'm going to have to elect a staff member to do the task. Anyway, enough of that. So Sparky says, see what I told you about Pinephone? Don't buy it. It's still no good. And I'm sure the Pro is not much better either, so don't buy that either. Thanks everyone. Take care.